Hey guys, it's Shaylee. I have tried making this video, I think 3 times now. I'm an overthinker, especially when it comes to topics like this. It's really easy to throw up your camera and do a Sephora haul or a makeup tutorial, but when it comes to stuff where I really want to help people, I really want to share my experience, I tend to overthink. It's something I'm working on. It's something I go through periods of time that I'm worse at. In this video, I noticed I have writers, how they get writer's block. I feel like I have video block. Like I keep trying to make this video. I keep writing down ways that I'm gonna say these things and make it digestible. And I came up with like 11 ways, 11 things I do to feel better postpartum. When you're struggling with postpartum depression, I don't quite know what I'm calling this video yet, but I'm like, 11 isn't good. Let's make it 10. Like that has a better ring to it. And I'm just like, Shaylee, what are you doing? Like it doesn't matter how it sounds. Just make the damn video, right? If it's kind of messy, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to make it a way that I can just have something to say versus just a ramble. If you didn't see my video about my postpartum experience, my postpartum depression experience, I'll link it below. But anyways, this is just real. This is real. I'm not gonna sit here and redo this intro 20 times. That's how it went. I'm here to tell you things that I've been doing to feel better postpartum, when I'm struggling, feeling down, when I'm feeling like I'm in a rut, and I hope that these help you. It doesn't need to be perfect, right? So first of all, I'm Shaylee. I have a almost 1-year-old, you guys. Oh my God. She was born November 9th last year. As I'm filming this, it's October 29th, I believe. So it's coming up. I can't believe it. And just a quick little overview. I started struggling, I would say the most around 3 or 4 months postpartum. That's when I had the hardest time. It was back in the spring. I feel like I've come so far, and I made a video just talking about my experience, and one of the questions that I got asked on Instagram when I was talking about it over there was things I did to feel better. And I thought that was just its whole separate video. So that's what we're doing here today. All of us, whether you're like a first-time mom, you have multiple kids, I don't have experience to speak to that, but I just, reading over these, felt like hopefully there's something here for everyone, because for me, the main source of why I was feeling down was because I couldn't get things done. So, maybe for you it's something different. So maybe you're gonna listen to these and think about it a little bit different, but hopefully something will be here for you. Okay, so the first thing is admitting that you're struggling. For me personally, as a new mom, I had a hard time getting pregnant. I was so happy to have my baby. It's just even hard still admitting that I had these problems, because who wants to have them? No one wants to say like you had a hard time transitioning your life from being just all about you to becoming a mom. Like you just want that to be effortless and perfect. And so, admitting it is very hard, but I think that that's why I put it on the internet, even though it's a little bit scary, is because I think it's just so normal for women to feel not perfectly happy every day when you're becoming a new mom. You're exhausted, your life is turned upside down, all these things, but it can be really scary. I had a friend who had struggled with it. I have several friends actually, but one of my girlfriends kept kind of checking in on me like, hey, are you feeling all right? If it keeps going on. And I didn't want to tell her like, yep, oh, it's happening. I just kept being like, no, I'm fine. I'm just having an off day. It's just hard. I'm not sleeping. Like I kept pushing it away. And I feel like when you do that, nothing's gonna be solvable because you're not even admitting you have that problem. So I feel like if you're, concerned with actually knowing if it's real or not, maybe go see a doctor, talk to a therapist, go see somebody in the medical field, obviously, that could help you, because I should say disclaimer, like I'm not a doctor. These are just my own things that I've done. So I hope they're helpful. I'm not trying to say I know everything. I'm just trying to share. So anyways, I would say the first thing you need to do is admit you have those feelings, stop the denial, validate yourself, because this is gonna help you with everything else on my list. Okay, number 2 is telling others. Like I said, you gotta admit it to yourself. I feel like you need to admit it to other people. It helps people be there to support you. It helps people understand you. If you're, behaving a certain way that's not your normal self, they're not gonna know what's going on. So it's like, you've gotta communicate that, if I'm being kind of a bitch, or if I'm crying or something like that, and my husband has no idea that I'm having these feelings, because he's gonna be like, what's up with Shaylee? Where if I tell him like, hey, I'm struggling a little bit, this is how I've been feeling, these are thoughts I've been having, he could maybe have a little softness toward me, you know what I mean? And give me a little bit more support and have some understanding. It just helps, it helps others help you know what I mean? When you let them in on how you're feeling. So yeah, I said tell your partner, your mom, your dad, your friends, whoever it is that you feel safe. It definitely should be somebody that you feel safe with. I personally love venting. I have a friend that me and her just vent constantly, and that really, really helped me back when I was in the deepest part of it, because it made me not feel alone too. So there's a difference between being a complainer, being negative, and venting. Sometimes you just need to get it out, say those feelings out loud so they're out of your body. Maybe you don't want to vent to a person. Maybe you just want to write it out and like journal it out and throw it away. That's a great way to vent too. Okay, so number 3 is ask for help. When I reflect back on my time when I was feeling like I was really struggling, and this even happened again in September. My husband's a firefighter, if you didn't know, and summer's busy, and he was literally home 3 days out of the month of September. All the rest of the days I was home alone with G, you know, my daughter. And so that's a long day. It's a lot. It adds up, especially if they're waking at the night still. I was very lucky that month. My daughter was sleeping through the night most of the nights. I think maybe one night she woke up teething, but you know, depending when you're struggling, back in the springtime, I was waking up all the time in the middle of the night. And so days where I would be by myself all day and then waking up at night, it just starts adding up on you. It gets tiring. And so asking for help, asking somebody, come over. Can you come over so I can sleep? Can you come over so I can go do something else for myself? Like asking for help ahead of time. My sister pointed that out to me. Like, I'll wait until I'm about to lose my shit to ask my mom to come over and like watch my daughter. I'll just wait till I'm up to here. And so I'm trying to get better with that. Looking at the week ahead and thinking, okay, my husband's working a lot. I'm gonna be busy because of X, Y, and Z. Let's say I need help on Thursday, and ask somebody to help you ahead of time. So it doesn't always have to be watching your baby. It could be running an errand for you. It could be just coming and hanging out with you. You know, can you come hang out with me and like do some stuff around the house with me so you're not alone? Whatever you're feeling like you're without, whether that be like company, whether that be without support for, you know, if you're not getting enough time alone, figure it out and ask for help with that thing. It takes a village, you know. I was watching this TikTok. If I can find it again, I will link it below. Just check the bio or the description, because I will link a bunch of different things that I just want to share with you guys on this topic. My friend sent it to me. It was talking about how, you know, years and years ago, it takes a village came from somewhere. Like the village used to help raise all the babies, and now a lot of women are working, or they're single, or they're trying to just do it all by themselves. And so it just takes a village. You got to ask for help. Okay, number 4. This was a huge thing for me, especially if you watch my video, you know I had no routine. I couldn't get things done. I had no structure. My days were like, it was like Groundhog's Day. I went from working to not working. I became a stay-at-home mom, and so that shift for me was really hard, and when I started noticing postpartum depression the most for me. So when I created a routine, I noticed an immediate change, because it gave me something like measurable throughout the day. It was like, okay, we've already done this. This is coming next. This is coming next. Because otherwise it was just like a blur. I felt like it was just a blur. Like I was just going through the motions, you know? I will again link my vlogs below, because I started sharing, when I started vlogging, I think my daughter was 5 months when I got back to doing like vlogs and YouTube videos. I had done some, but nothing to do with like our routine until 5 months. That's about when I started getting into it. And you can see I was making to-do lists, I was taking walks, I like had things that I did throughout the day. It creates structure, gives you purpose, helps you see that you're accomplishing things. These are all things I wrote about what routine did for me. It doesn't have to be some crazy thing either. It could just be like in the mornings, we wake up around this time. Because I think when you're a new mom, the baby's sleep schedule obviously is very sporadic. So, you know, if you're early on, get all the sleep you want and need and can get. But I feel like I got to this point where I would just kind of like lay around all day. So it was like, okay, even if I'm still being cozy and comfy, I'm gonna like get up and get downstairs around this time. You know what I mean? Like creating some sort of routine. Okay, number 5, I said make plans. This gives you things to look forward to, social time, date night, friends. When you're struggling with postpartum, that's usually like because you're burnt out, right? And so I think having plans that have to do with you, not necessarily your baby, but just something you can go do, make a big difference. You know, that's why moms have their nights out. Make those plans. Make plans to go somewhere by yourself or even with your baby. Like, I'll make a plan. Oh, on Friday we're gonna go, you know, do our like errands, and it'll be like a fun day running errands together and getting out of the house. Because for me too, I wasn't used to just being home all the time. So getting like a plan to get out, it can be a little overwhelming when you're new at it, but just take your time. Don't have any expectations of time, maybe, you know, whatever kind of plan that's gonna give you something to look forward to. Okay, get outside, huge. Huge. This doesn't just have to do with postpartum depression in general. We need vitamin D. We need that as humans. You need to get outside. Like, I used to be in this coaching class where I had a life coach, and I am kind of out in the clouds. If you guys are new to my channel, you might not know, but if you know me in real life, you know that. And I think that contributed to me feeling like I was just going through the motions, because I'm a little bit checked out sometimes anyway. So it was just amplified when I was super tired and burnt out and overwhelmed and feeling down. So anyways, back to getting outside. Before I even went through postpartum depression, if I was just feeling like I was having a hard day, my coach would tell me, be grounded, get grounded, go literally walk out on the grass with your shoes off, like get outside. I just feel like we need nature. That's why, you know, I love all my plants. I have so many plants inside my house, and I know that's a very like specific thing that I like. It's a hobby of mine, but you know, getting outside, taking your walks, just sitting out on the porch, drinking coffee, put your baby out in their little bouncer with you and get outside, like change up that scenery and get some sunshine and fresh air. I feel like it's even good for the baby. Like if the baby's having a hard day, that used to change Golden's mood instantly. Like if she was crying, I still do it. I'll still just like walk outside with my dogs really quick if she's screaming and I need to distract her to like calm down. You know, little things happen. Like she'll hurt herself because she's mobile now, and it's like she's losing it and crying. And if we just walk outside, it's like a whole new world. She's just happy all of a sudden, and that's because outside is amazing. I also said take a drive, because I know that's like weather permitting, getting outside and just walking around or chilling on your porch. Like take a drive. If it's pouring down rain and you want to get outside, go get a coffee. You know, you can still see outside, and I don't know, I love driving in the rain like that, like getting out and just, I would like turn on Christmas music and drive around in the rain when it was winter time when I first had my daughter, just to get out of the house. Okay, number 7, I said get physical. Let me take a drink. I'm trying to like blow through these, and I feel like I'm hoping it doesn't come off as impersonal, because this is so important to me, you guys, but I just feel like I need to just get this video out, and then maybe I'll like talk about it again in a vlog or something. Or if you have any questions, please leave them down below, but I just want to make this dang video. Dance, turn on music. Music is such a mood lifter, and when you dance, it starts off your day just, I don't know, I would do this a lot in the mornings. I still do. Like we come downstairs, I start the coffee, feed the dogs, get Golden fed and change, and we come downstairs, and while I'm drinking my coffee and like getting breakfast done, a lot of times I will turn on our Alexa and just play music, and we'll kind of dance around. If you watch some of my old like get ready with me videos, I'll do that while I'm doing my skincare. Like I just like to start out the day kind of singing around and dancing around. I think it sets the vibe for your day. So get physical in that way. Get physical, go on a walk, go work out, whatever that means for you. Just get moving. When you have a new baby, back when I was feeling the worst, I was sitting on the couch all day, because again, it can feel intimidating to go out and get outside and run errands. It can feel intimidating to pack your baby up and get outside and do something. So if you don't want to go get physical in that way, like outside your house, turn on a YouTube workout video while they're taking a nap and do something. Let the dishes be in the sink. Focus on moving your body, because you need that. A lot of moms, I think, are just very sedentary when you're at home with your new baby. So, I mean, again, going not just on postpartum depression, any depression, they're gonna say, are you getting exercise? Are you moving your body? We need to be physical. It makes endorphins, you know, it gives you endorphins. Just like Elle Woods, I always think, endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't kill their husbands, okay? So, number 8, I don't know what to title this, but like eat well, you know, pay attention to what you're putting in your body, avoid alcohol, drugs, stuff like that. Because I feel like, you know, a lot of us can turn to, maybe you smoke some weed to feel better. Maybe you have some wine. I can definitely relate to the wine one. When I first was postpartum with Golden, I was 159 when I gave birth, and I got down to like 140, and then I was like 144 all of a sudden when I was feeling really depressed in February and March, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, why am I gaining weight again? And it's because I was sedentary and I was drinking wine again, you know, introducing alcohol because I could like go long enough between breastfeeding. I'd have a glass of wine here and there. And there's nothing wrong with having a glass of wine. I still do it. But when it's becoming a habit like that, if you're feeling down, you don't want to be putting stuff into your body that's not uppers. Like, that's a depressant, alcohol. If you're smoking weed, that's like a depressant. It's going to bring you down, you know? If you're eating shitty food, none of that is good. It's just going to make waking up happy the next day worse. You know what I mean? Or harder. So just eat well. I know it can take effort. It's none of these things I do perfect all the time. I'm just saying I notice I feel better when I do these things. You know, pay attention to what you're putting in your body, whether that be what you're watching, you know, anything you're like taking in. Again, I'm gonna put some people down below that you should go watch, like Sam Oscrawl. Whenever I am like, oh my God, I've just been eating like shit, I've just been downerish, I will go watch her channel. She is one of my favorite ladies because I feel like she is so inspirational. She's a mom. She will do a lot of like healthy recipe videos, a lot of manifesting videos. She's just someone who really inspires me. Instead of watching some reality TV show, I'll go watch her channel and it makes me feel happier. So just pay attention to like what you're intaking, you know? Okay, I kind of went off on a ramble there, but we're just gonna leave it. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? It does not have to be perfect. Number 10 is alone time. When I think back to when I was having a hard time, again, the month of March, my mom and stepdad, who helped me a lot with my daughter, travel. And they were gone the entire month of March after we got home. The first week we were on a trip with them and it was awesome. But after that, they were gone. I was alone. My husband was working. The month of September, I was alone. When I like look back at those times when I was having harder times, it's when I'm alone. I know I just sounded kind of backwards, but it's because I'm alone with Golden, I don't get alone time. So ask for help, ask your family to come over so you can go get alone time by yourself. I feel like I just sounded contradicting. See, this video is kind of hard to make, but when I reflect back, I couldn't have my own time because I was the only resource. Like, I was the only one taking care of my daughter in those times. One thing I started doing, for example, is waking up early. Again, in the early days when you're not getting sleep, it can be so hard. The last thing you want to do, because before I had my baby, I woke up at 5. Like on most days, and I would get ready and enjoy the morning. I love the morning time, and so I just now started, like in the last 2 months, doing that again. And it's great because I can get up, have my coffee, no one's grabbing at my coffee, no one's pulling anything down. Like, I just can sit and be off and just actually sit and kind of check out mentally. Enjoy the morning, look at the sunrise, like all those things before anyone's even awake in the house. And it's great. So that's one thing I do for some alone time, especially if I don't have someone helping with Golden. Like, I'll get up before she gets up. I also made a note here that I said not grocery shopping, running errands for the household, because that's one way I think a lot of us try to get alone time is like, oh, groceries need to be taken care of. Like, go to the grocery store, you watch the baby. And I would do that a lot. And then I was noticing, like, why is all my alone time household tasks? But my husband's alone time, and he's not an asshole, okay? My husband's great. But I think this is just what happens. I think because, especially in my situation where I was a stay-at-home mom, I knew we needed groceries. So I'm like, oh, I'll just go to the grocery store. Like, I love grocery shopping. I like cooking. I do enjoy it. But I shouldn't be spending that as my alone time, and Danny should be golfing. He should be golfing, I should be going and getting a pedicure, and then I should go to the grocery store, or we should go together. You know what I mean? There should be something in there, or I should get a walk by myself, or I should get to go take a bath. Like, there should be something else that's mine besides like doing household tasks. You know what I mean? So I just made a note because I feel like that happens to us a lot, women. We just have this to-do list in our head and we think like, oh, it'll just be better if I get this done and I'll go do it by myself. But that shouldn't be considered your alone time. Okay, so the last thing is like journal, meditate, you know, whatever this means for you. I journal a lot. Some things I journal about, people ask me that a lot, are just my day. Like, I journal often about like how the day went, maybe what I want to do tomorrow. It's more just like a diary of my life, I guess. But another thing I've been doing a lot is my ideal day, because this will change a lot. You know, your baby's nap times change, how often they eat change. This whole year looking back, like my ideal day has changed so much, but I'll do this a lot. I'll kind of write out, like, it's a form of manifesting, right? Like, what do I want my life to look like? What do I want me and Golden's days to look like? So I'll write out literally like, wake up, you know, like 5 a.m., wake up, get ready, look at my vision board, make coffee, blah, 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 whatever. 7 a.m., G wakes up, feed her, like 8 a.m., go for a walk, 9:30, her nap. Like I will write it down moment to moment basically. And obviously if the days don't go that way, that's fine. You're just writing out like if you could have a perfect world and everything went great, that's what your day would look like. Some people might meditate about that. I mean, I know there's different forms of meditation. Sometimes you might just be like tuning in, but maybe you are visualizing, right? You're like gonna go through mentally your perfect day. Maybe you don't feel like writing it down, but you're gonna sit there and think about it. Like these kinds of things I think are good to have a positive outlook and be positive mentally. I'm with you, you know, if you have this kind of struggle, I'm with you. Do these things like I'm trying to do, I feel it less and less. I promise like it won't be like this forever, you know? Anyways, I'm rambling. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Please leave me comments if you have any questions. Check out that description box. I'm gonna take the time to link a bunch of just resources, whether that be people I love, TikToks I saw that reminded me of my life that I think you can maybe relate to, Pinterest boards about this, whatever it may be. Anything I want to share with you about this, I'm going to put in that box. So make sure you check out the description box. Thank you so much. If you liked this video, please thumbs it up, subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys soon.